Hello, welcome to the Lupin Bar podcast. This is episode 12 and I'm Kate and I'm coming to you from North Wales in the UK. This is going to be, and I promise this is going to be, a very quick episode compared to my usual episodes. It really, really is. I've got a very short list of things to talk about. The most important thing that we're doing on the podcast today is I'll be announcing the winner of the 200 subscribers giveaway. And excitingly, Avion agreed to do a little guest appearance on the podcast. Sorry, I'm just moving a stool. And he drew the winner about 20 minutes ago, just before I started doing this podcast. And we recorded that. Charlie's here. You can say hello, Charlie? Come on. Oops. Charlie. Oh, she's come here. Come say hello. Go over here, look. Oh, Charlie. Oh, that's a good girl. There she is. Oh, Charlie. Did you say hello? You're so tired, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, you can go and lay down now, Charlie. Good girl. Sorry, I had to say hello to Charlie. She's really tired. We've been on 2 very long walks this morning. One, our usual dog walk, and then whilst on that normal dog walk, I realised that I didn't take a bowl to pick the brambles, which are now out, or you might know them as blackberries. Are they blackberries? We've always called them brambles, anyway. So came back, had a cup of tea, and then got the bowl and went back out again. And so we've had 2 long walks around the farm and on the country lanes. So Charlie's really tired. She's going to have a nice little sleep by the look of it. You might have heard that. That's Avion going off on his quad bike to milk the cows. And yeah, so very shortly I'll cut to a little insert where I have my hair down. I've just put it up, so I'm going to look a little bit different. But anyway, I've got my hair down. And Avion is sitting here next to me, and we draw the winner for the 200 subscribers giveaway. So I'll tell you more about that very, very shortly. It's very exciting, and I'm very excited to know now who I'm sending the bag to. So that'll come in a minute. What shall I talk about next? The dresser. I'm just going to talk very quickly about the dresser. It's got loads of stuff on it, but it's not quite still how I want it. I'm actually now considering doing it this colour, which is like a duck egg blue. I'm really not convinced by the colour I've painted it. It looks really nice on the screen. I'm very happy with the way it looks. It's coming through on the podcast. It looks like a really creamy, buttery yellow, or a really dark sort of like clotted cream colour. But in actual real life, it's kind of nearly fluorescent. It's really, really bright, and it's a little bit too bright for my liking. Sorry, is it a tractor? The tractor's going past now. It's all happening on the farm. So, I don't know. I'll have a look at it when I get back off my holiday, because we're going on holiday tomorrow. Yeah, how exciting. And it's a possibility that next time I podcast, the dresser might actually be this colour, which is called Misty Falls. And it's a duck egg blue, but we'll see. Or it might be white. I don't know yet. Or I might just leave it for a bit longer and just put things on it and see how I go. So, at the minute, it's got a pile of fabric. And these, you might be able to see, but all of my project, not even all, because I've got a couple of them around me now. These are just some of the projects that I'm knitting for my own, mine and Antonella's Cozy Autumn Cowl. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a second as well. But we're gonna do the winner. Let's do the winner, because it's too exciting to wait any longer. So I'm just gonna cut now. We're gonna do a little edit, and we'll go to half an hour ago when Avion and I drew the winner for the giveaway. Forgot what it was then. Nearly said Cal. Okay, so here we go. So this is Avion. Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
On his lunch break, so he's going to draw the winner for us. And I've put all the numbers into the giveaway bag. So the number that Avion's going to pull out now and tell us in Welsh is going to be the winner of the bag. So there you go. Give him a good jostle.
Jostle.
And then, because he's saying it in Welsh, that'll be our Welsh word of the podcast. Okay? So the winner of the bag is whoever... Oh, yeah.
And the winner is 30.
You didn't say it in Welsh. It doesn't matter, say it in Welsh now.
Oh. A'r enillydd yw 30. The winner is 30.
Yay! Okay, so well done, number 30. And, what I need to do is, which is what I totally forgot to do, is have a look on the thread forum. I can edit this bit out. And see who that is. So just wait there because you're going to say congratulations in a minute. So number 30, this is how I do it, look. Oh, be on that page. Number 30 is the Ravelry name Well Woman, who is Isabel from Derbyshire in the UK. So well done, Isabel. Say congratulations in Welsh.
Llongyfarchiadau, Isabel from Derbyshire.
And diolch yn fawr iawn am dy help.
Croeso.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so I don't know why I waited that long. And so, congratulations to Isabel. Isabel from Derbyshire has won the Lupin Bar Giveaway bag. So this is yours, Isabel, and it's going to be posted to you very soon. So if you would like to send me a personal message on Ravelry and let me know what your address is, I'll get that in the post to you. And if you don't mind, Isabel, I will do that after I get back from my holiday. Tomorrow we're going to Cornwall, and so tomorrow will be tomorrow from today, not tomorrow from when you're watching this, because you might be watching this next week. We're going to Cornwall on the 5th of September. Is that right? What's the date today? Yes, on the 5th of September, and which is the Monday, and we're returning on Sunday, so for a week. So, Isabel, congratulations. Well done on winning the bag. I'm so pleased for you. Can't wait to get that in the post to you. Let me know your address and I'll post it out in a week. And so it should be with you within a week and a half, within the next 2 weeks anyway. So, and thank you very much for entering, Isabel. And thank you to everybody else who entered and sent some really lovely comments on the giveaway thread. It was, as I always hear people saying on podcasts when they're doing a giveaway, it's really, really difficult not to reply. In actual fact, I think I accidentally did reply to somebody on there and then had to delete my own comment from my own giveaway thread, which was very silly of me. So I didn't enter myself into the draw. Yeah, so it's been really hard not to reply. So I just want to say thank you for all the lovely comments and some of the people I'm chatting to through the Cal that we're doing as well. So that's been quite nice as well, just to be able to have a bit of interaction. Yeah, so that leads me on to the Cal. I'll talk about the Cal just a little tiny bit. The Cozy Autumn Along Cal that myself and Antonella of the Antonella Makes podcast started on the 1st of September, so we're a few days into it. I've got myself whipped myself up into a frenzy of excitement, and I cast on everything that I had listed on the 1st, including a shawl that I'm also knitting for the Be Kind Cal. So I actually cast on 5 new projects on the 1st of September, which is just crazy. Actually, at the end of that day, I realised I'd overdone it. And what I've now decided is, I've knitted a little bit on all of them. I knitted at least an inch on everything. But I've made progress in two particular projects from that list. So I'm just going to show you those two today. And then hopefully I'll get a little bit more knitting done while I'm on my holiday, and I'll have a lot more to show you when I get back. I just want to say to everybody who's in the Cal, if you're watching, thank you so much for joining in with our Cozy Autumn Along. We're having a really, really great time. Me and Antonella are really enjoying interacting with everybody on the chatter thread. It's still early in the Cal, so if there's anybody out there who would like to join in the Cozy Autumn Along, if you want to come along and knit or crochet something to celebrate the beginning of autumn, and it doesn't matter from our point of view if where you live it's not the autumn, because we've got some people joining in who live in hot climates and don't have the season of autumn, or it might be the other way around if they're in the southern hemisphere, and they're just knitting something that's appropriate for them for when it gets a bit cooler anyway. So you can join in wherever you are in the world. And celebrate the autumn or the slightly cooler weather. So if you do want to do that, just pop over to Ravelry, and you can find chatter threads for the Cozy Autumn Along in my group, which is the Lupin Bar podcast group. Just look for the Cozy Autumn Along chatter thread. And in Antonella's group, which is the Antonella Makes podcast group, and again, just look for the Cozy Autumn Along chatter thread. You can join in one or both threads, totally up to you. I'm trying my best to keep up with both threads, but I think I'm much more present in the thread that's on the Lupin Bar podcast group because it's my group. And turns out I'm as chatty sort of on Ravelry as I am in real life. I've gone a bit bonkers with that as well, and what I realised is you can look at in your own, if you're the moderator of a group, you can look to see who is in your chatter thread. There's a little tab called Voices, and you click on there. So I had a quick look on there just to see who, to get a sort of a big picture of who's in the group so far. And what I didn't realise was it tells you there who's been the chattiest in the group so far. Not that that matters at all. You can be involved in as little or as much as you want to be. Not everybody's chatty and wants to talk all the time like me. And guess who's the chattiest? Me, and then in a close second it's Antonella. So well done me and Antonella for totally hogging our own chatter threads. So I'm probably not going to be quite as chatty over the next week because I'm going to be in Cornwall, and I don't know what the internet access is going to be like there. So I'll take my laptop, but I'm just going to let everybody else have a little bit of chatting, and hopefully I'll join in a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more knitting, a little bit less chatting over the next week, so I'll have lots to show you when I get back. Anyway, so I'll start by showing you one of my first whips. It's the Treehouse Hat. Oh, have I got a picture? Yes, I have. So this is the Treehouse Hat by Melody of the Mandarins podcast. Here's a picture of the hat. This is just the pattern picture. And it's really beautiful, and it's got trees on it, obviously, and it's really autumny because the trees haven't got their leaves on, unless they're pine trees, I'm not sure, in which case that's still very autumny. Couldn't resist it. It's a beautiful pattern, and I'm knitting it in the round, which is what you do, with this yarn by Julie Asselin, and I've noticed that one of our lovely Cal members has been over to the Julie Asselin website and ordered some dusty pink. Is it Joanne? Is it you, Port? Is it Port Hardy? Joanne, is it you that's ordered this? I feel so bad, actually. I feel like I've been enabling people to buy yarn. Do not buy any more yarn, everybody. Just knit with what you've got. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. Anyway, beautiful yarn. I love working with it. And it's knitting up really, really, really soft and so squishy and gorgeous. I love it. I'm in love with it. So this is what I've got so far. This is the brim of the hat. And I think the intention is, it's a big brim, and I think the intention is that, that you fold it. So it's going to be folded up, that's what it shows in the picture. So it's a nice big chunky brim. And I guess if it's really cold, I can just put it right down over my ears. So that's going to work really well. I've tried it on my head and it fits beautifully. So I'm really pleased about that. Up until about an hour ago, I had actually knitted about this much more and then realised I'd made a mistake. So I had about half of the trees showing and I really wanted to show on the podcast because it looks so beautiful when they start to emerge. But I realised I'd made a couple of mistakes and I couldn't live with them because it's such beautiful yarn, such a beautiful pattern. I want to get this completely right. So I pulled it back to here and put a lifeline in. There's my lifeline. And just in case I have to use it again. Basically, I just wasn't concentrating. I was trying to listen to an audiobook. I couldn't take in the story at all. I was getting completely lost with it. And then I realised something was wrong with iTunes and it was kind of jumping from one bit of the story to the next. Either that or I just completely failed to follow the story. I don't know. I don't know. I might give it another try, but maybe not knit from a chart while I'm trying to listen to an audiobook. And then I put some music on because I thought that might be better. One of my favourite bands, the Be Good Tanyas, but that was a bit of a mistake as well because I found I couldn't stop singing along, which meant I couldn't count. so I got it wrong again. So I've had to actually pull this back twice. So I'm just going to knit this chart without music or without a podcast, without an audiobook or anything. I'm just going to knit on it this afternoon. But anyway, that's what I've got so far. It's gorgeous fabric. The yarn that Antonella sent me, so it's from Canada. I've shown the label in previous podcasts and I've talked about the yarn, so I won't do that in this one because we're doing this really quick. Doing well for time. Well done, Kate. I'm going to be really pleased with myself. And the next thing I wanted to show you, one of my other whips, is the Featherweight Cardigan. And I've chosen this purely because, again, it's one of the cardigans, it's one of the cast-ons that I've done the most on so far. Because obviously I had to just choose something and knit on it. Can't actually knit 5 things at one time. And I've realised that I think what I'm going to do is concentrate on, now that I've cast them all on, I'm going to concentrate on one thing at a time. So I'm finishing that hat before I carry on, and then I'll choose the next thing out of the cast-ons. But I'm enjoying everything that I've cast on. I know I'm going to really love knitting on, so it's really lovely to know that I've got a nice little queue of things for the next 2 months. And also I've got to remember that I don't need to knit so frantically because we have got 2 months to do this cal. And remember, everyone that's in the cal, no pressure to finish anything. No pressure to do any more than one whip. You can just knit one thing if you like. I feel a bit guilty because, like, I'm not sure if I've instigated, and Antonella, you're just as bad. I think we've instigated this sort of mass list making. So everybody in the cal, well, most people in the cal seem to be totally addicted to yarn, like us, very chatty, and also just wanting to knit everything in the world. And so I've got a vast list of things to do for the cal, which is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But I do want to emphasise, don't stress. Don't knit in a frenzied stress. Just relax, enjoy the knitting. That's what it's there for. And knit at your own leisurely pace. Dip into the cal at your own leisurely pace. Don't feel you've got to come and chat frantically like I have been doing. Yeah, do it all at your own pace, or join in as much as you want to. Yeah. So anyway, here is the Featherweight. Am I calling it the right name? Featherweight, yeah. In the Madeline Tosh, beautiful yarn. Did I mention before that this yarn smells of vinegar? I actually quite like it though. When I first opened the packet, I could smell vinegar and I thought, oh, that's obviously the fix, isn't it? The mordant or the fix that they've used to fix the dye. No, not the mordant, the fix. And I wasn't keen and I thought, oh, should I soak the yarn in some nice wool soak before I knit with it? And then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because I just want to cast on with it. So every time I open my project bag, it does smell a bit of vinegar. Oh, but do you know what I could do? Antonella sent me the most lovely lavender bag. I'm going to do it now. Wait a sec. I'll just put this in my project bag. Oh, my top's all up at the back. Oh dear, how scruffy. Antonella sent me this lavender bag. I think it was made by a lady that owns the alpacas, that she sent me some yarn and some fibre from, some beautiful fibre to spin with. Thank you, Antonella. That was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it smells, oh my god, I just love it. Actually, yes, so that's going in the project bag right now. I'll just give it a little squash because that releases the lavender smell. And maybe that'll take away the vinegar smell a little bit. But you know, once I've knitted the featherweight cardigan, I probably will give it a soak before and then block it anyway, so it won't be a problem. And here it is. Now, what needles am I knitting it on? I'm knitting these on 4mm on my Addy Click interchangeables. Oops. And this is what I've got so far. Ooh. Okay, so I'm really loving the fabric. I'm loving these little colours that are coming through. So it's, whoops, you start at the top. Oh, it's all getting all curled up. So there's the top along here. It's not a very good way to show you, is it? Oh, I'll just turn it that way again. It's easier to hold it by the needle. You're looking upside down. And there's the raglan increases for the arms, and then this section is one of the front sections. So you do an increase at this side as well, just to give you that slope. So I'm really pleased with how it's looking. It feels beautiful. I love knitting with it. It's a single yarn. I love knitting with singles. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And at the moment it's quite sort of TV knitting because it's just going backwards and forwards and just remembering to put your increases in at the raglans, which is no problem. I can do that. I could do that with a podcast on. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more of that one done. I'll take that on holiday as well, I think, because I'll be able to knit on that while we watch a film, maybe. I like to take a couple of films when we go on holiday, so I might do that in the evening, film knitting. Yeah, so that's the Featherweight by Hannah Fettig. The only thing I'm a tiny bit concerned about, like my gauge is spot on, thankfully, with the 4mm needles. I did a swatch before I started knitting, and I measured the gauge, and it was just as the pattern said, so that was brilliant. But it feels as if it's going to be a tiny bit small. I've looked at how many more rows I need to knit to do the raglan increases before I then put the stitches on hold for the sleeves. And to me it doesn't feel as if it's going to get far enough down. So I'll just have to get to that point and then see. I might do a little bit of measuring, yeah, before I do that to know. Perhaps I need to add in a few more rows, alternate rows, before sort of disperse them throughout the rest of the increases, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, I'll check that. I'll take my tape measure with me on holiday. I'm packing while I'm podcasting. Oh no, I won't do that. Right, okay, so that's my Cal whips, 2 of my Cal whips. And yes, like I say, I want to say a massive thank you and a great big hello to everybody in the Cozy Autumn Along. I'm absolutely loving it, having loads of fun. Meeting everybody and getting to know everybody, and if you're interested, I've opened up, if you haven't seen it, a general chat, sort of none of the above chatter thread in the Ravelry group, in the Lupin Bar Podcast Ravelry group, so feel free to chat about anything you want to in the Cozy Autumn Along chatter thread. It's totally relaxed, you can just, you know, chat away there too. But if there's anything else that you want to start a conversation about, like what did I put in? Something about my audiobook, I think, and asking people what books they like to read and whatever. If there's anything else, because I'm noticing that people are either already know each other from other groups or CALs, or are getting to know each other and making friends. And that is one of the best things about these CALs. You can see friendships starting to develop. And I've met a couple of new people who quite a few actually, new friends who it's a lot of fun to chat away with. And it'd be nice to get to know them better. So I just thought, if we open up like a common room thread. Oh, that's a good word for it as well. It's the common room. You can go over to there if you want to, and get to know each other a little bit better. If there's anything you want to know that's not sort of cozy autumn long related, and yeah, it's any of the above any of the above chatter threads. So feel free to go and have a little chit chat in that thread as well. I've already been over there, obviously. Right. So, and the other CAL that I'm taking part in is the Be Kind CAL. I just want to say, if anybody is watching who has helped me with the pattern, thank you very much. I cast on my Be Kind shawl by Vera Valimaki. I got several rows in, and then you start some short rows, but I didn't I did understand the instructions, but there was one little thing I really wanted to clear up. It was to do with the yarn over. So I reached out to people on the CAL group there. I'm mainly joining in with the Antonella Makes podcast group, the chatter thread for the Be Kind CAL in the Antonella. I've done it again, I always get mixed up. I'm mainly joining in the chatter thread on Antonella's group, chatter thread. But I have dipped into the Wool Club as well, because the Wool Club are jointly hosting that CAL. And so I have had some replies from people who were helping me with the bit that I was stuck on. So thank you very much for that. And I can continue to knit on my Be Kind shawl. So I think that'll come to Cornwall with me as well, because that's a big knit and I really want to make some progress on that. And I'm loving knitting on it. So I'm going to do some ticking. Right, so I've done that. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Dresser, I've done that. I've talked a bit about my holiday, so everybody knows I'm going on holiday. I'm going to Cornwall. We are going to Cornwall. Charlie's going to Avion's parents to stay on their farm. It's a bit far to take her. We think the drive is a bit long for her now. She's not massively keen on being in the car anymore. Didn't used to bother her, but she's over 12 years old now, and I think a 5 to 6 hour drive is a bit far. Also, just because we're going on holiday, we'll probably want to go and visit places and do things that you can't take a dog to. A lot of beaches you can't take the dog, although she loves the beach. I'm likely to want to go to places like the Lost Gardens of Heligan. Oh my god, I'm so excited about that. And Eden, the Eden project is down there, and stately homes and all sorts of things that Avion's going to find really boring, but we'll do a lot of coastal walk as well. Anyway, and I don't think you can take dogs to things like that. So it wouldn't really be fair to drive her all that way and then just have to leave her in the cottage. I think she'll have much more fun on the farm, on Avion's parents' farm with them. So she's going on her little holiday. I'm going to pack her bag after this podcast, and we're going to drive her there this evening. And I've promised Charlie that when we get back from Cornwall, I am going to take her to the beach. It's a bit of a drive for us, so we don't do it very often. But she loves the beach, she loves to swim, and I want to take her to the beach. It'll be lovely because by the time we get back from Cornwall, we'll be very nicely nestled into the start of autumn, and we're getting a little chill in the air, nice crisp feel to the air, lovely and fresh, but still with some sunshine. So, I sounded like a weather presenter then, didn't I? And so I've promised Charlie that we'll pick a lovely day and we'll have a day out at the beach, me and her. So I'll paddle and she can do some swimming. So that'll be a nice little treat for her when we get back. And then I don't feel too guilty about not taking her on holiday as well. I've got an FO to show you. It's a sewing FO. It's a very quick one. It was a very impromptu, very, very simple sew. I've made myself a travel bag for my holiday. I had this gorgeous blue sort of canvasy fabric just sitting around in my cupboard. The perfect amount, so all I did was just chop a bit off the side and then just folded it over and made it into a very, very simple and basic box bottom bag with a bit of my bias binding that I bought a while ago and showed on the podcast. So I'm really pleased I got to use some of this. I say bias binding, it's not, it's just tape, cotton tape, but I've used it as bias binding. So really basic, really simple, and I did this before packing up my sewing machine. It's gone to the shop, it's having a service. So I thought I might as well take it into the shop for a service which it really, really needs because there's something wrong with the tension, while I'm on holiday, because obviously I won't be able to sew. There won't be any temptation to try and do some sewing while I'm in Cornwall. That would be impossible. So I thought I might as well drop it off to the shop and hope that they get time to give it a service. And hopefully I'll be able to collect it when I get back and carry on with my project bag mission, which is going to continue after Cornwall. So here's my travel bag. Ta-da! It needs an iron actually, it's really crinkly, but it's really plain. It's a beautiful sky blue. It's just this plain canvas, and then basically I just cut it's a great big rectangle. You fold it over, you do your box bottom bit. Big box bottom. Anyway, it's hard to show, but there you go. And then 2 strips. It's a double strip of fabric, just bound at the edges. I really love this pink and blue together. And then I just sewed those on. Whoops! Sewed the handles on with the. Oh, you can't see it. You know, when you do a box and then a cross, just to make it nice and strong. So that is going to have all my things in it for Cornwall. Say all, I probably will have to actually have another bag as well, because I'll probably fit my clothes in that one. I always pack way too much stuff. I'm going to try and pack lightly. Avion has told me that it's going to be nice and hot next week, so definitely taking my bikini. But yeah, I'll fit as much as I can into that. And I can't sew another one now because my sewing machine's not here, so I'll just have to use my rucksack for the rest of it. So that's my sewing FO, very, very hastily shown to you. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And I think that might be everything. Yes, I think it is. I think that is a podcast in only just over half an hour. Well done me! I have to do this. I had to do it quickly anyway because I've now got to go and hoover out Avion's pickup, his Hilux, because his Hilux is going in for a service, an MOT while we're on holiday as well. So he's asked me if I can just give it a quick, he's washed the outside of it, but he's asking me if I'll just give it a quick tidy up on the inside, even though it's his best friend that does the MOT, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like inside, but yeah. He just thought it'd be nice if we tidied it up a little bit before we send it off to his poor friend to do an MOT on it. So that's what I'm going to go and do this afternoon, and then pack Charlie's things and then pack our things, ready for the cottage. I'm so excited. So if you're in the Cal, if you are in the Cozy Autumn Long Cal, I might not be quite so present in the chatter thread, although I will try to dip in every so often. Hopefully we've got Wi-Fi, and hopefully Avion's laptop won't break because it's very old and cronky and it's his work laptop, and we'll just have to hope and pray that it actually works when we get it to Cornwall. If it does, I shall be dipping in a little bit, but I'm just going to take a little step back from the chat, do a little bit more knitting and enjoy my holiday, and I'll see you all back in a week. Congratulations again to Isabel for winning the Lupin Bar 200 subscribers giveaway. Don't forget to send me a message on Ravelry with your address. Let me know where I'm sending the bag to, and I'll get that in the post to you in a week's time. Okay, thanks for joining me, and have a lovely week, and I'll see you next time.